tuning in, watching me, my podcast. I appreciate you guys. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and share because I got a special guest. Y'all know who it is. We haven't seen him in a while, but hey, family's family. I don't think he ain't be doing too much of nothing because he ain't called me in a minute. But then he wore this ridiculous shirt. Ladies and gentlemen, my cousin DeMario from parts unknown somewhere, buried in the snow. I should be saying that because I'm buried in the snow today.
Man, it's no snow, but it's very cold. The Midwest is under siege with coldness right now. But Chicago,
Yeah. So down here in the south, yeah, we got hit with some snow. I was told we were supposed to get 4 to 10 inches down here, and it looks about a little bit more than 4. So I'll be inside today, not going anywhere. But
you
let's get
guys
to this
lucky.
shirt before we get to. Well, actually, this shirt is going to lead into what we about to get into because it's the NFL championship week. Both games tomorrow. As we look at the schedule, well, actually, let's pull this up because tomorrow's my big day. It's starting at 2 o'clock. We got the Patriots and Broncos. We got the Rams and the Seahawks. And let's go with the first game. Since somebody up here flexing the Chicago Bears t-shirts, no, they not like us. Um, think like look, I'm not gonna hate on the Bears. They had a good season. They had a good season. They won the games they were supposed to win. I don't want to hear about it was last place schedule or third to last place schedule. Who cares? They won their games. You guys deserve to go ahead and have your little flex. All right.
Hmm.
You guys benefit from the Detroit Lions having a breakdown season. Benefit from the Minnesota Vikings being the Minnesota Vikings, of course, which means they ain't had no quarterback. And I shouldn't say that because they beat us twice. So what the hell do I know?
Right.
But in return, we beat you guys twice.
Mm,
You guys with the cardiac kids, y'all won almost every game. The final possession from whether it's 3 points to 7 points. Khalid Williams took a huge step this season. Shout out to Ben Johnson and the
yeah.
QB coach for working with him. Your defense was okay, but it was good enough to get you guys to the playoffs. Not only get to the playoffs, not only win a division, and not only probably the only time I kind of actually cried when y'all beat the Green Bay Packers because that should have been my squad beating both of y'all squads, but hey, it's all good. Um, but y'all won a playoff game, and it's been a long time.
Long time.
So as a resident Bear fan, which I'm not going to disown you yet, but how do you feel?
I couldn't describe the feeling. It's like you said, been a long time, man, since we've been to the Super Bowl. I mean, that's with Devin Hester was on the Chicago Bears, so it was a great feeling, and I wish we could have just stacked with the wins. The results of that last game could have been better, but I'm actually proud of how things turned out. Even though I'm not a moral victory type person, but I like what I see for the future because the team is so young, and I like what I see.
You like what you see. So that means you're optimistic for the future.
Optimistic, yes, sir.
So I'm quite sure a lot of you Bear fans are optimistic about y'all team. I just want y'all to know, it gets harder after this. You gonna play a first place schedule, of course.
I mean, we had one of the toughest schedules this year. If you look at the strength of the schedule, we had one of the toughest schedules,
Well,
and then
the NFC North and whole had one of the toughest schedules in the NFL. I
yeah,
just
I would
keep
say
it. Let's
that.
keep it a buck.
Hmm.
The
Yeah,
NFC
yeah,
North,
yeah.
as a
Hmm.
whole, had one of the toughest schedules in the NFL. But things gonna change with you guys now. Cause now everybody gonna look at the Chicago Bears in a different light. So that means you're gonna get when teams play you guys like they played us and like they played the Green Bay Packers in the past, they gonna give everything. They gonna show up. Every team gonna show up every game against you guys. Not because now you guys took that big step. I'm just keeping it real. Nobody expect you guys to win the division. I hear people saying they might finish in third place. They'll finish with a winning record. Don't see them winning division. But hey, yo, you guys outdid the expectations, and really so. Look, anytime with the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers, when they take a step back, somebody had to take advantage of them. You Bears did not taking that from them. But to me, the tell gonna be about Chicago Bears not this past season. I I mean, look, the Bears. I expect them to take a step up if they want to be mentioned in the upper echelon with the I can't call them frauds, but they look like frauds of Philadelphia Eagles or with the LA Rams, in which y'all did beat, by the way, in the regular season. But my boy Matthew Stafford ain't forget. But what I'm trying to say is, though, if the Bears want to take that next step and be Super Bowl contenders, they're gonna have to show up this coming season with that tough schedule and continue to beat the teams that they supposed to beat, but also beat the teams they're not supposed to beat because the team's gonna be gunning for them because the they're not the last place Bears no more. So in all honesty, it's kind of like the NFC North teams are going to continue to gun at the NFC North because the NFC North is one of the best divisions in football. Um, how much we can go here and make jokes about the Vikings. We all know if the Vikings got a quarterback, things would be their season would be a different outlook. But I expect the Bears to show up next season.
Oh yeah, I mean, you remember in the beginning of the season, our division was the top division in the league. I think everybody was winning,
Winning record,
and
yeah.
then the Vikings fell, and then Detroit kind of bottomed out, and then
Yeah,
Packers
that's
had
true.
a couple bad games, and then Chicago, we were up and down too. So I mean, like yeah, the division, you like you said, the division really is one quarterback away for the Vikings from being pretty much a 14 dominant league
Right.
division. Yeah.
Absolutely. So that's why I stick by what I said. The Detroit Lions bottom out, and that was able for the Bears, the Packers, to take control of the division. Um, Next season, I honestly sit here and tell you it's going to be a 14 race. I don't have a pick who going to win it, but I know it's going to be a 14 race. If you're a fan like me of the Lions, you're Chicago, and I'm quite sure we know some Viking and Packer fans out here, they're gonna say the same thing. This is a 14 race. We haven't seen this in a very long time. We never seen this at all.
Hmm.
So the I do expect the division to improve. And like I said, the Bears took that step. Once I say right here that to me they took that step when they lost to Detroit in Detroit, that bad beating they took. And you just see how they took the loss personally. I'm not making fun of it. I'm just saying they took it personal and they learned from it and they just got better every week. Now they lost some games along the way, but they
Hmm.
weren't no. I can say they weren't totally blown out by the other losses they had. They were still in it, but you can tell how the young players took a step up. I mean, the wide receiver, Luther
Luther Burden.
Burton.
Yep.
Um, DeAndre Swift is a guy who I thought who probably wouldn't show up because when he was here, he played well for us, but
Yeah, I like
he
Swift in Detroit.
but there was things going on and he bounced Detroit to Philly and Chicago. It seemed like once he got to Chicago, you can tell that he hit that groove where he is showing everybody he's one of the best dual running backs in football. Um, I kind of felt that the other receiver, Romeo, if he was healthy, we
Yeah,
could
if he
sit here
was
and
healthy.
say we can play that if game. If he was healthy, maybe the Bears will could have beat the Rams. Maybe we could be watching Chicago in the NFC Championship game against Seattle. So the Bears got some nice young pieces. I do believe they're going to address that defense. They got a very veteran with mixing young players in that D. I do believe they're going to get that fixed. And like I said, the Bears are not going anywhere. I wish y'all would go somewhere. Yeah, maybe the Bears might go to Gary, Indiana, since y'all can't get a new stadium nowhere in Chicago outside of Illinois whatsoever.
Man, that's the crazy part is but I mean I would love for Chicago, well whatever the Bears to get indoor a dome arena. That would be amazing.
I don't understand that. I mean, to me, I just hear me out here. I do believe the Chicago Bears would have a brand new stadium down in Chicago at that same location. I do truly believe they would have one if it wasn't a dome.
Hmm.
Because when you build a dome stadium, it costs more to build a dome stadium. Two, the people of Chicago want the Bears to be in Chicago. I mean, nothing against Arthur Heights, it just don't feel right.
Yeah, no.
Nothing against Gary, Indiana, it just doesn't feel right.
You don't.
Chicago Bears will have a brand new stadium being started built on right now if they didn't ask for a dome stadium where it would cost $4 billion. Now, if it was like 2.1, something like the Buffalo Bills are building, I could sit here and say it won't be no issue unless now the Bears will have to fork up majority of the money, in my opinion, to get that done. I still feel that way now. $4 billion stadium, yeah, you have to pay probably about 8% of that tab, not the people. But that is one man's opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I don't agree. I don't agree with them trying to move out of Chicago, but if Chicago is not trying to fund what they're looking for, then it's always changes. You've been seeing it around the league and every different league. Changes come. The Warriors moved out of their arena that they held so many championships in, and
Mm-hmm.
they moved, and it's just like, yeah, a lot of teams relocate because of things like that. Can't I don't know. It's definitely tough, but I wouldn't mind the move. But Arlington Heights, that was probably the one I was against the most.
Yeah, because they own all that land. They can do something with it. And like I said, if they move there, I'll understand. It would just be different for me. It would feel a lot different because synonymous with the Bears in Chicago. The Bears, you know, playing off Lake Michigan or anywhere downtown in that area. Just the
Mm.
fact that the Chicago Bears even think about moving out of Chicago to Arlington Heights or not even in the state of Illinois in general. You hear the rumblings about Gary, Indiana, and you got to think like two teams in Indiana.
But I mean, well, in
It,
Indiana, Indy is kind of its own thing. So that's people in the Northwest Indiana celebrate for the Bears more than the Colts. So
right,
yeah,
right. But
I
I'm
mean,
saying, though, I mean, if you playing in Gary, Indiana, you can't call yourself the Chicago Bears.
yeah, no,
I'm
it's
just
gonna
putting it out
be the Gary Bears is.
there. That will be wild. That will be wild. That will be wild.
The
But as long as
Gary
we talking about this football thing, like I said, we got two conference championship games tomorrow. We got the Seahawks and Rams, Patriots and Broncos. So why don't you go ahead and get everybody some schooling, some education, and who you picking?
So I would go with I would say I wanted to go with the Broncos before the Bo Nix injury, just because I believe in that defense. Because even with the Broncos still figuring out their quarterback situation the past couple years, their defense always been top five. like no matter what. So I believe I have faith in that defense. So and the Patriots defense didn't look pretty bad the week previously against the Texans. So I'm interested to see that matchup. And then it's interesting to see how Drake may respond because he is he is fresh in the league. So you know just because he's going against another quarterback that's not capable, we can't say that the Broncos defense won't go out there and win the game. So I would say I would keep my money on the Broncos. Yeah.
Okay. The Patriots, the NFL odds, the Patriots are favored by 5. So that's a pick 'em with me. Anything less than 7, that's a pick 'em. Um, Stidham has not played a game this season. So this will be his first game that he's going to play in. The Patriots are another team that Chicago Bears to me, a surprise team. They won every game on their schedule. They played tough. They played different. When I mean played different, you can tell that all they needed was some coaching, and they needed a coach to believe in them. Mike Vrabel did that. You can tell by the way they play defense. They fly to the ball. They got one of the top defenses in the NFL. Drake May has come to his own. He's an MVP candidate. He took his game to another level. You can tell because the New England Patriots are sitting right here in the AFC Championship game with a 16-3 record. If I had to be honest, the Patriots have not looked good this postseason. They played good against the Texans just because it's the Texans. I mean that defense forced 8 turnovers and they took advantage of it. The left side of the Patriots offensive line is suspect, and you
Hmm.
don't want to look suspect against the Denver Broncos, who got one of the elite top defenses in the NFL. Drake May, he didn't he didn't look bad, but he didn't look good, but he did enough for his team to win. That
Right.
running game was okay, but bottom line is that offense going to have to hit all cylinders if you're going to beat the Denver Broncos. Hit all cylinders. But for the Denver Broncos, that the quarterback position, losing Bo Nix is huge. I mean, like to me, this is like if Bo Nix, if the Broncos would have won this game and Bo Nix would suffer the same injury going to the Super Bowl, that would have been huge too. I'm going to take the Patriots in this game. And I can't believe I'm saying that. The reason why I'm saying that is because the quarterback position. Now, the Denver Broncos defense is very good enough to win this game. If Jared Stidham managed the game, he don't got to win the game. If he managed the game, get the ball to his playmakers, if the running backs do what they supposed to do, the Broncos could win this game. But because of the quarterback position, because that's a huge weakness, and because you're not playing with your QB1, you playing with the backup who has not taken any snaps, but he's a veteran player. So he knows how this game is supposed to be played. I trust Sean Payton that he's going to put Jared Stidham in the right position. I just think that that's too much to overcome. The New England Patriots, a team that's coached very well, a team that's been playing very well, I think they might go to the Super Bowl. In fact, I'm picking them to win this game. Somebody check my temperature, please.
Yeah, it's hard to say because, like you said, you made some very good points. Drake May is in running for MVP, but we can't forget. We seen just in this last round recently how new quarterbacks just sometimes the pressure is different and you could turn the ball over. And I think Denver defense, like I said, could go win it because we've seen games where you will look up and it's the fourth quarter and the score for Denver is 6-6 or 12-6 or some funny score. And like you said, if Stidham's able to manage and get it to the playmakers and the running back, I think the most important key for the Broncos is getting that run game going because that'll just get everything more relaxed for Stidham. And yeah, I believe in that Broncos defense. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because they set a franchise record with 68 sacks. They all. I mean, look what they did to Josh Allen. Josh Allen was sacked 3 times. They forced Allen to turn the ball over 4 times. That after he had gone 6 straight playoff games without a turnover. They forced Allen to 2 fumbles and 2 interceptions, including that big one in overtime. And so far in this playoffs, uh, May had been sacked 10 times, thrown 2 interceptions, and fumbled 6 times, and
Ooh.
losing 3 of them. And that's against the Houston Texans, who has a very good defense, who lives on making you force turning the ball over, who force a lot of turnovers. Now we talking about you going against the Denver Broncos defense, who is by far better than the Houston Texans defense,
You see
and
how they made Josh
who
look?
lives in the backfield. And like I said, like you cannot have no weakness on the offensive line. Unfortunately, for the Patriots, they have a weakness on the left side. Now this will go 2 ways though, because we all know that, and New England knows that that offense, that left side could step up to the challenge and keep Drake May clean, give him a clean pocket, give him a clean running lane, or they can succumb to the pressure. Now you got to think about it. If you New England and with that defense that you going up against, you gotta think about like, yo, my left side ain't that good. Let's get some quick passes out of here. Let's hit them with a couple draw plays. Let's get a quick screen because as soon as that ball snap, you gonna see about 2, 3 players in the backfield doing like, "Hey, oh, what's up, my guy? Yeah, I'm here." You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be a good game, especially it's
It
a two
is.
o'clock game. That's gonna be a
Mm-hmm.
good game, man. I don't see it
Definitely.
being a blowout,
No.
but man, that's gonna be a defensive game all day. So game number 2 is the game I'm looking forward to watch. You got the LA Rams, Seattle Seahawks. They hate
Round
each
three.
other, division rivals in Seattle. That the 12th man is back.
Round three.
Round 3, each team beat each other once in the regular season, and you got one of my favorite quarterbacks, Matthew Stafford. I don't give a damn if y'all don't like him in Detroit. I don't care if y'all's mad at Matthew Stafford. I ain't never mad at Matthew Stafford. That man deserves everything he getting right now. He got a Super Bowl. He went through a quick rebuild. The Rams made the playoffs last season and the season before that. Now they in the NFC Championship game. Matthew Stafford is my vote for MVP. It's gonna be a tight race, though. I'm just being honest. Being honest, it's gonna be a tight race. May, Allen, Stafford, real tight. I'm taking the Rams, and the reason why I'm taking the Rams is because Matthew Stafford is gonna make play when it matters and when it counts. I do believe that Sam Darnold and not pressure of playing going to the Super Bowl is what is going to make him a little nervous. It's going to put a lot of pressure on him because that Rams defense is elite as well. But I do believe in crunch time, he's going to make some mistakes. And I do believe the Rams going to capitalize on that.
See, I'm going with my same opinion. Like I said for the 2 o'clock game, the defense is. I think the way the league has gone this year. Defense is the key to everything, and defense is going to win the championship. I honestly thought the Texans was going to win the Super Bowl because of their elite defense. But you seeing Stroud just, I mean, you can't overcome. Like I said, Stidham will have to maintain the game to at least get a Broncos defense a chance to win the game. Because just like the Texans, they gave Stroud many a chances, but he just turned it over, turned it over, turned it over, turned it over. So the defense gave him many a chances. So I think this is a defensive this is gonna be a defensive championship, and ooh, those Seahawks! Oh my God, whew, that
Man,
defense.
running the football is going to be a must in this game. I mean, Blake Corum, Kyron Williams, Kenneth Walker, Kenneth Walker of the Seahawks, the other two guys from the Rams. It's going to be a must, man, because it's going to be a lot of jitters on that field. All right. And if you look at it, majority of both teams, other than, like I said, Matthew Stafford, who's been there, done that. Devontae Adams, veteran wide receiver. There's a lot of young guys going on this field that's going to be playing for opportunity to play in the Super Bowl, big money game, and there are going to be a lot of jitters on that field. You're going to see a lot of guys going to run the wrong routes, who are going to make mistakes, go hit the wrong hole. But this running game for both teams is going to be important because the running game is what's going to settle this game down. Veteran running backs, like the ones I named. Well, for example, Kenneth Walker, I think in his fourth, fifth year in the league.
Good.
He's a veteran player. He's been banged up, but he's a good running back. He's a bruiser. He's going to be very important for the Seahawks because he's going to be able to calm down that offense. The play calling is going to be crucial for both teams, but for Seattle, I just truly believe that running the football is going to calm them down. Same with the Rams, because to help Matthew Stafford to have the game that I know he can have, Kyron Williams going to need to have a big running day. That will open up the play action play for Devontae Adams and Puka Nakula. And the tight end, I've got the young man's name, going to play a big role as well. So they all going to start with the running game for both teams. And then it'll be able to branch out to the wide receivers, the tight ends. And mainly both defenses are going to have to play solid. Now, I do believe a lot of points are going to be scored in this game. I do believe that's my opinion. I don't see this being like a 16-13 or a 24-21 game. I do believe it's be somewhere between the high 28s, maybe in the 30s. But turnovers, good defense, and running the football, it's going to determine who's going to win this game. And I'm sticking with my pick with the Rams. And it's like I said, it's nothing against Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold is a good quarterback. I love his story. This man has changed his career out. He changed his whole career trajectory around. He went from everyone thought he was a bust till he went to Minnesota. And all we found out that all he needed really was a good head coach who put a good game plan together, who could build his confidence up. We seen that in Minnesota. He took that, went to Seattle, got paid in Seattle. Now he got the Seattle Seahawks on the verge of going to the Super Bowl. I believe in Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold's a good quarterback. I just kind of believe when it comes down to him and Matthew Stafford going to make plays and crucial points in this game. And that's going to be the difference of the Rams going to the Super Bowl and Seahawks chilling with me on the couch watching the Super Bowl.
Do you think how you think about the Cup going against his old team? You think that's gonna be a factor?
No, I don't. No, I don't look at Cooper Cup the same way that I did when he's with the Rams when he won the Super Bowl with the Rams.
He played different against them.
He's not that same player, but he's still a good player. He's still going to be effective. And look, I expect him to be energized, hyped up, ready to beat his old team when it really matters. Do I think he's going to play good? Yeah. But it ain't going to do no different because I do the Rams. He's going to win. I truly believe that Cooper Kupp helped his team against playing against the Rams about being there. He know the ins and outs. Sean McVay, what Sean McVay likes to do and what not to do, what he likes and don't like. That's what I'm trying to say. But nah, man, nah. I believe that Rams young defense gonna step up, especially those young corners that they're gonna step up against Cooper Cup. I mean,
He had some nice games against them.
let's see. Let's check those games out. Let's see the Seahawks.
Yeah, some timely catches in that win.
He did. Let's check the box scores out. Cooper Cup. In the overtime game, they won 38-37. Cooper Cup had 3 catches for 39 yards
Big ones.
and no touchdown. And let's check the other games. Okay, no, all right. The game they lost to the Rams, 21-19, back in LA. And Cooper Cup had 3 catches, 26 yards, 23 yards. So altogether, he has 6 total catches for 52 yards against his former squad.
And they always timely catches though. That's what I said. They always timely. It's like in the drives, the team is dry, the Seahawks driving, and they need a big catch. Hey, go to Cooper Cup. That's what they use it for. Because I mean, they offense scheme focused more around Kenneth getting his touches, and then they got JSN. He the main guy.
Yeah.
And it don't
And,
matter if he covered or not. They still throwing him the ball. So you
oh, yeah.
know, yeah, Cup just like I said, he gonna be a factor because he just makes those plays down the stretch where, like you said,
Okay, so
JSN gonna have a good game, so got to take him off the board.
oh no, he's Cooper Cup to me is who I call he's their third down receiver. When they need to move the ball, they're gonna look for him. When they need a big first down, yeah, they're gonna look for him, of course. But you mentioned JSN. In the game one, JSN had 9 catches for 105 yards. And in the second game, I'm scared to look at this stat. He had 8 catches for 96 yards and a touchdown. So he has almost over. He has 16 catches total, almost 200 yards and a touchdown against the LA Rams, and a touchdown. The biggest thing why the Seahawks had success against the Rams because they've been running the ball. Zach Carbonite, former Michigan running back, of course. I don't hate him that much. Nine rushes for 32 yards, but Kenneth Walker, Michigan State, not a big fan. 11 carries, 100 yards, and a touchdown. That was the 30-37 overtime win for Seattle. And let's see. In the other game, running the football for Seattle, both guys did good. Zach had 11 carries, 37 yards. Kenneth Walker, 16 carries, 67 yards, and a touchdown. So they be running the ball again against the Rams. So proof was right there in the pudding. Stick to the blueprint. Run the football. Jackson Nibba is going to be open no matter what. Play action. And if they need to move the ball on third down, you look for Cooper Cup. But running the football for this team is what's going to set it up for them.
Yeah, but it is tricky though because they did lose Charbonnet last game. He went out. He
They
out for the
did.
season.
They
Yeah,
did.
so I want to see how that's gonna look because every game I watch of the Seahawks, they always split like their touches. Like even you called out the stats. They always sprinkle Charbonnet in there a little bit. So now they got to use like a backup running back and yeah. So
Well,
it might look different.
Yeah, so you already know what we're gonna see. We're gonna see a lot. You know how those teams always use their running backs as running backs on short down yardage or do some what do you call that? Jet speed to the right, to the left, or some reverses. So you know the running backs gonna get involved. I mean the wide receivers gonna be involved in the running
Mm-hmm.
game.
Yep.
Um, Now for the Rams as well. I mean, Kyrie Williams both games
He out.
rushed for almost over 120, 150 yards. And so both teams ran the ball against each other pretty well, and that's going to, like I said, the blueprint's already there. I mean, for both teams, run the football, try to get 5 yards on each carry, 5 yards on first down, and get him and manage for third down. And like I said, whoever team will make plays when it counts gonna win.
I think the score gonna be exactly like it was in the first game, 21-19.
I don't know. I'm leaning towards the second game.
More the 30, how the 30s.
Well, let's put it this way: it's gonna be somewhere in the middle between the first game and the second game. It's gonna be somewhere in the middle. But I do expect it to be exciting. I do expect that if it goes overtime, I'm all for it. I'm
Oh
here for
yeah.
it. If it comes down to a last second field goal, I'm here for it. If it comes, long as it don't come down to a Hail Mary, I don't want to see a team get beat with a Hail Mary pass. But if it comes down to a one
That's
score
football.
game, I'm here for
That's football right there. A Hail Mary pass ball.
it. Yeah,
Trip to the
yeah, I
Super
don't want to see
Bowl.
that. Yeah, I don't want to see that, man.
Ooh, that's football though.
That would break my
That's
heart.
some TV. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's some TV
that's good
sports.
entertainment. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
100% good entertainment. And I'm quite sure that if it comes down to a Hail Mary pass, those viewerships will be over 60 million. I can promise you that. But that would break my heart, man, to see any one of these
Mm.
teams lose on a Hail Mary because that'd be like
Mm-mm-mm.
you can't even go to a press conference and explain what happened. That's like, well, I don't know. We was in the right position. And
So when you lose on a Hail Mary, you know how they say you got to play the entire game, for all four quarters. Is that not considered playing all four quarters? And I just lost in the last 5 seconds. Like,
I mean,
or
you
we
played.
shouldn't have been in that situation in the first place.
I mean, like you played all 4 quarters, but it's like, damn, like you when you lose, it's hard to explain. Like if you get blown out, you can just sit here like that. Yeah, we got our asses whipped. Sorry for my language. We got our asses whipped. We didn't show up today. That's easy to say. We didn't show up. Uh, we weren't prepared. All right, cool. You play a very good game for 4 quarters, and in the last 5 seconds, someone throws a Hail Mary, a prayer, and, and it gets caught. That's devastating. That's like you did everything right, and then this happened.
Except
I could
defending that last play, though, right?
that's last play, but it's like you did everything right. Then that last play, it's like that will bother you all the way through the off
Oh
season.
yeah, they
You
would think about that for
you
the
you you
rest
won't be
of
able to
training camp.
sleep. You be mad at everybody who you mad at everybody. You might have to go get a separate house somewhere just so you just chill out for a minute. But like, dang, I gotta chill, man. I can't believe we lost like this. I mean, that will stick to you into next season. And then even you still not over next season. You ain't over real till you come back and beat that team in the same moment. I don't know, man. Like I remember I seen the Lions and Packers game, and Aaron Rodgers threw a Hail Mary, and it was like the ball, it was perfectly thrown, and it was like just like God just guided it to that man's hands, and he just caught it. and they showed Calvin Johnson on the sideline looking at it. And I forgot that gentleman, that football player who caught, but when he caught that ball, and all you see was Calvin Johnson just like fell to the ground like ain't this about. You can't make this up, man. You can't. You can't.
Aaron Rodgers done crushed us on a play like that too before. I
He
mean,
has
I
did
think
that to a lot of
he
teams, man.
famous and he known for that. He done crushed us in the playoffs like that too. On the
Oh
wow
man, I
man,
got one more. Then we go to the NBA. So I remember I was watching the Packers and Cowboys, and when they was playing out of AT&T Stadium, and the Cowboys was up. They were winning. Game went to overtime. The Packers got the ball in overtime. Aaron Rodgers. Let me write that in that game. I'm gonna sit here and tell you, and I would never admit this because I'm not a Cowboy fan. And I know some of my friends, they Cowboy fans, they diehards. And Dallas Cowboys should have won that game. Dak Prescott was killing the Cowboys defense. I mean, the Packers defense. I mean, there was nothing they couldn't do. But vice versa, Aaron Rodgers at that time, the MVP All World Aaron Rodgers, he couldn't do nothing with Aaron Rodgers. Every time the Cowboys got up by 7 points or 10 points, here come Aaron Rodgers. Got into overtime. So we go in overtime, and Aaron Rodgers was just on fire. I mean, every pass he thrown, 2 yard, caught, five. First, all you hear is see is first down, first down, first down, first down. Aaron Rodgers threw this pass, and the tight end caught it. And when he caught it, he caught it sliding, going out of bounds. Put his team in field goal position, and they kicked the field goal and they won. I had never seen one of my closest friends. He was so mad. My man had a nervous breakdown. He was the man never cussed. That man was putting combinations together I had never heard in my life. Like when you bring that game up today, he is still mad about that game. Aaron, I'm like, man, Aaron Rodgers is not even on the Packers no more. He's over there in Pittsburgh stinking up the joint. It don't matter. He is still mad about that game.
I think a lot
Still
of
mad.
people mad about that's the game with the controversy with Dez Bryant too, right? With the helmet
That
catch.
one too. That one too.
Yeah, that's
But man, it's like I said, like it's those last minute losses, man, where like a Hail Mary, where it just what can you say? I mean, like you just devastated. I mean, like you just like what you want me to say,
lost for
man?
words, right?
That's how you be like, but what you want me to say? I can't do this right now. I can't handle it. I can't handle it. I can't handle it. So let's get to this basketball talk. And we
Mm-mm.
got some news coming out today. John Morant is out past the trade deadline with the elbow sprain. We all know the Memphis Grizzlies are trying to trade John Morant. Without the Grizzlies even telling everybody, they're going through a rebuild. They ain't gonna say it like that, but they're going through a rebuild.
You could tell.
John Morant trade value is might as well say it's over with because he's out for 3 weeks. And he just came back from an injury. He played in London. He had over 20 points in both games. When he came back, you see how little dust up the Atlanta Hawks. But now he's out for 3 weeks. What you think?
Uh, I just seen that and I was like, wow, that's just their luck. They was trying to get off John. I mean, but you seen in the past that with the NBA now, a lot of players get traded injured. So it just depends on the team that want to take that chance because it depends on how desperate Memphis is to get off Ja. But I think besides if Ja's not moved, I think for sure Triple J is gone. and no matter if it's to a contender or not, but yeah, he's more likely moved before the deadline.
I'm glad you said that because you about the only one who I read or had talking to who believes that no matter what happens to John Moran, that Triple J is gonna get moved. I'm in the court of he should be moved, but I don't think they're gonna move him just because I think because they are just so focused on trying to move away from the job. And I think that because they so focus on that and they still trying to determine, well, if he's hurt, but what can we still get for him? I think their attention is so concentrated on Ja that trading Jaron Jackson Jr. they gonna miss that. They not gonna do that. And honestly, they should do that. Oh, honestly, God, I'll be honest with you, they should trade both of these guys last off season. Once you trade
Yeah,
Desmond
once you
Bain,
trade Desmond,
you
bang,
should have
yeah.
traded both of those guys. You should have just go ahead and start your rebuild because if you look at it, you probably would have got more for Jaron Jackson Jr. this past off season than what you're gonna get now. Whether it's at the trade deadline or whether this coming off season, you probably would have got more last off season.
You are
Same
correct.
with Ja. Ja's value. I don't care no one say. John Moran value is still high in my opinion. The guy is still a beast. The guy can still play. Is his numbers are down? Yes. And we all know how NBA players are. They 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 play with their numbers. That's like they play with people's emotions. All right. What they don't want to be, if they don't want to be somewhere, they not going to tell you. All you gotta do is watch their play and watch how they act. That tells you everything. We see how John Morant acted when his coach called him out in the locker room. We seen how he play. We watch his body language. I don't care if someone say I'm a loyal guy. Cool. But do you want to be on this team right now? I don't care if you got a tattoo of the Memphis Grizzlies on your back. I don't care what you did in the past. I'm talking about right here, right now. Do you want to play for this coach? Because everything I look and see about you, you don't want to play for him. And that coach is not getting fired.
But I mean, all signs pointed to a new roster once they moved off Jenkins anyway, because just you seen the camaraderie with that team and they loved that coach. So that wasn't gonna really fare well with none of the star players anyway. So you seen first domino after that, Desmond Bain. And then I just figured they were just gonna dump the house pretty much and just because they got another player. They had Jalen Wells, they high on him. And then now they went out and drafted Cedric Cowan, and then they like Zach Edey too. So they got some youth there looking to build around, but it's so I don't know why they didn't, pull the trigger, like you said, when the value was higher. So now it is going to be like a cat and mouse game. They might not, they might end up getting some like Trey Young.
Right. They might get more. See, that's one thing I hate. This one thing that bothers me about NBA media is that when they come out here and report these unnamed source, anonymous GMs, that his value ain't high. Teams not looking for a point guard. You sit here telling me that John Morant, an all-star point guard, a former MVP candidate, the guy who was part of the reason why the Memphis Grizzlies, right, want to say 4 or 5 years ago, who was challenging the Golden State Warriors, that John Morant has no trade value whatsoever. All because don't get me wrong, the off the court issue is serious, but because his game has changed, because of the system he's played in has changed. So because of that, he has no value. This guy's no good. Like you can't compare John Morant and Trey Young. Those are two different point guards. Two different point guards. You telling me this guy has no value? You said you're gonna tell me that the Miami Heat, Minnesota Timberwolves, the Sacramento Kings, the Phoenix Suns, the Charlotte Hornets, the Boston Celtics couldn't use a John Morant on their team right now?
Bulls, they go on
You
and
telling me
on.
the Brooklyn Nets, who got number
Mm-mm.
one young point guard, they drafted 4 point guard this past draft, don't couldn't use a John Morant to go with Michael Porter Jr.?
They trying to trade him.
Yeah, I heard, and that's crazy.
Yeah, they want to
See,
lose, so you know.
see, they're a team. Yeah, you're right. They is trying to lose for no reason. Because to me, look, I'm just gonna say it. If the Brooklyn Nets trade for John Morant, hashtag they might become a good team.
East.
They might. I'm not saying like they're gonna be a playoff team. They trade for John Morant this past this trade and deadline, but they might improve their win total. They might double that win total from 8 to about 16, or from 16 to at least about 27, 28.
I'll give him 32.
That's what I'm saying. It's to me like John Morant is a better player than people say he is. And I wish people would stop devaluing that man's talent. If you got a problem with off the court issues, fine. I can't argue with that. But his talent on the court, that man is a franchise face. And I just hope that he goes to the right franchise, Miami, my opinion. I hope he does go there, because it would change his. It would change, not only change his career. I guarantee you that man will find his joy playing basketball. He already told us he has no joy playing basketball in Memphis, in so many words. He knows it's time for a change of scenery. The organization knows it's time for a change of scenery. They just got to pull the trigger. No Diddy, no Diddy. I wasn't trying to say won't pull the trigger or anything like that, but make the move.
Yeah, they I think the climate of the NBA right now, you see it is it's kind of funny with the young stars. Uh you got Zion, he's kind of stuck in a position where I feel like the Pelicans should have been moved on him. Memphis long overdue for Ja. It's just young talent around the league that you think I feel like should have been jumbled around. Like Trey Young, that went on too long. The Hawks, I
Yeah,
mean, like he's giving them they all, and just the Hawks just never been
did
able to do
anything with it.
anything. Yeah, you go out and get him Zachary Ricochet. Like I understand that was probably I don't know. I wouldn't say that was the best pick in the draft, but because you was first pick, but they could have did some. I would say you could draft. Okay, so say you can't get, the draft class is trash. Trade that pick, get something around him to at least get him, something, and then you could get a draft pick after that, like the next following year. Like,
I think they could have drafted Alex Sarr, and he would be in a defensive anchor. Or like you said, I would package that pick and go get me a young wing or a veteran wing to go with Trey Young. With Trey Young, it's not about his offense. I think it's about it's his defense.
defense, yeah.
And if you would have gave him a defensive stalwart, I mean, okay, he had Clint Capella, but at that time, I mean, Clint Capella was the same defensive player as he was in his first go around with the Houston Rockets. If you'd have gave him a defense, a center that played a center that's mainly defensive center, or a two-way center, I think that would have covered up a lot of deficiencies on the defensive end for Trey Young. Because back in the day, that's what they did. If you had a good point guard or any of your guards are good defensive players, you tell them to lead them to your center, and your center would take care of everything else. They will protect your defensive flaws. So I think with Trey, it wasn't about his numbers on offense. It wasn't about any of that in Atlanta. It's just that the Atlanta Hawks seeing how this team play with Jalen Johnson as their best guard, their best player. He's lean, he's long, he's a two-way player. He put up some impressive numbers while Trey was gone. The Atlanta Hawks, I think they were like what 15-12 without Trey for a short period of time,
Mm-hmm.
and you can tell that Trey did not fit on that team because Trey wasn't the man on that team no more. I mean, it wasn't about this season. Trey wasn't the man on that team last season because he's hearing about Jalen Johnson coming. Jalen Johnson is going to be a stud. Jalen Johnson this, Jalen Johnson that. So you already can tell that he lost grip on that. That was his squad because everything around him was changing. You should have flipped him last season or the season before. With Zion Williamson, I say this: with Zion, once he gets traded and go to a bigger market, we're gonna see the true Zion Williamson play. That's all I
Mm-hmm.
want to say on that.
Yeah.
The version we all seeing right now is the guy who don't want to be there. But if he goes to a big market team, we're gonna see the real Zion Williamson. And so let's move on to the main topic of this show because I named it Superstars Crash Out. What I mean by that is we hear about Giannis flipping out on his teammates, going off on the front office because he want moves to be made. He want to be on a contender. We already see that this separation, divorce between Giannis and the Bucks is coming. We don't know when it's gonna happen. And I want to apologize to everybody about this one because I know a lot of people are LeBron James fans and there's a lot of Laker fans out here. This gonna end really bad in LA. Because now when you hear about Jenny Buss try to trade LeBron to the Clippers because he wasn't appreciative of the Lakers drafting Bronny. I mean, look, this is the same guy who told you Brian should be right now playing at USC in his third year there and developing his game. How they feel about clutch sports, how they feel about LeBron, how they feel about everything about LeBron. The Lakers feel that LeBron, well, let's keep it real. They're not a big fan of LeBron James's brand. I just be honest with you on that. The Lakers are not a fan of LeBron James and his brand. I don't care how many times they tell you they are not. LeBron being interviewed and the whole situation about his contract, team not built around them. I don't know. It's a crash out for the Lakers and LeBron for Giannis and Milwaukee. Your thoughts?
Yeah, it look like I said, the NBA look is the climate of the NBA is kind of crazy right now. The reports of that whole situation with the Lakers was, I wouldn't say it was surprising because I would say the Lakers don't, the Lakers wouldn't. I always felt the Lakers wouldn't hold any other superstar to the same standard after Kobe. It just would never be another, you know, superstar that they would embrace. So it was already hard for Braun to come there after that. So I mean, if you're a true Braun fan and you're a basketball person, so you kind of really seen the writing on the wall and you seen this coming anyway. I mean, the fans really never. I mean, like you said, it was a lot of LeBron fans, but it's not a lot of really Laker fans that really like the move of LeBron coming there. Because, like I said, nobody will ever really hold a candle to Kobe in their eyes. That's why I mean, well, it's gonna be hard for Luca to kind of build on. Being, I hope they embrace him. But
I
Luca
think
is a different kind of superstar, though.
let's break this down piece by piece. Luca is gonna be fine. So I had said this on the previous show, and I and I said that if I'm wrong, I want you to let me tell me I'm wrong. I said LeBron James what he is mad about is that he's getting the Kobe Bryant treatment. And what I mean by that is, well, excuse me, he's getting the Laker treatment, I should say. And what I mean by that is, when you are a Laker player, when you are a superstar player for the Los Angeles Lakers, and when they see that your game is not the same, and when they feel like the end of your career is coming, you're gonna get that, hey, thanks for coming, get out of my house treatment, and we're gonna move on. Shaq got it with Kobe when Dr. Buss said, hey, we're gonna build this team around him. You want to pay the supporting role, you gotta go. We're gonna trade you. Kobe Bryant got that same treatment. Hey, we're gonna build around these young guys. We're not finna go out here and spend money, bring free agents here to help you win. We're starting over again. This is your last year. You have said that numerous times. There go the door. LeBron James, we traded for Luca. We traded one of your closest friends for Luca. That's number one he should have seen. Number two, Luca is the new face of this team. Number three, we're not giving you a new contract. There go the door. That's the Laker treatment. It's nothing personal with them. It's just that they got them. They're like that pretty girl, where when that guy started looking old and he can't do the things he used to, hey, I gotta move on to somebody else. Hey, Shaq, you were beautiful, but hey, I don't like you no more. Yeah, I gotta move on to Kobe. Kobe, yeah, I love you, man. We spent 20 years together, you know what I'm saying? All right, you got too old for me. Now you gotta go. I'm gonna go. I got LeBron now. LeBron, you everything I ever dreamed of. That was then. This is now. You see what I got now? I got it. That's what you gotta go. Well, we can. I can offer you a reduced contract if you want to stay and be the side piece. But I know you don't want that, so go ahead and go to somebody else. That's the problem he has. See, the one thing about the Lakers, they ain't never gonna change their stripes. They didn't change their stripes. When you sign the Lakers, you know what you're gonna get from them. If anybody pay attention, have you noticed that they really didn't add no talent to this team this past season or the season after?
No,
What
they
big
haven't.
name free agent that they brought there that is still on this team? You don't see none, right? How many times you heard the reports, oh, LeBron want this, LeBron want that? They didn't get it for him. But how many reports you going a report came out yesterday that said the Lakers are not gonna make any big moves until this offseason to put the right pieces around Luca. I believe that. I believe that part. What I'm trying to say is that the Lakers are the Lakers. All right. Regardless this season gonna play out, it's gonna get played out. Whether they're gonna be in the playoff or not in the playoffs. But understand that LeBron James is not going to do anything that's going to affect this team. LeBron James, as far as I'm concerned, my personal opinion, doesn't affect the Lakers whether they win or lose. Sure, when they win, he scores some points. Yeah, that's good. But in their overall vision, their view, LeBron James does not matter. Once LeBron James leaves the Lakers, Bronny James is up out of there. Anybody who has a close associate with LeBron James, players or anybody in our front office, they're gonna be up out of there. I can almost guarantee. I can see this now. In probably 2 or 3 years now, Rob Pelinka is gonna be up out of there. This is the Lakers don't change their stripes. They everything they said they're gonna do for you, they're gonna do it. But when it's time to cut bait, bruh, they're gonna do it very harsh, whether you like it or not. And sure, reports came out that they're gonna offer LeBron James a brand new contract to resign him. It's gonna be at a reduced level. It's not gonna be at the money that he's looking for. They already said they not gonna give him no max money. He ain't gonna get 30 million. He ain't gonna get $20 million from the Lakers. So if you LeBron James, what do? You got to hit that door. I mean, this is the Lakers. This has always been the Lakers' way.
Yeah, it's kind of sad to see though how both superstars. Because you got Giannis, he came on and said he wanted to stay with Milwaukee, even though you got like the media playing the devil advocate, putting out reports that he want to get traded. He
I
came out
don't.
and said he want to stay, and then you got people booing. Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
I think the media, and don't get me wrong, the media played both roles in both guys' situation. I think with LeBron, the media is because they know that LeBron likes to play both sides. He'll say one thing, but he'll do another thing. He'll tell you what you want to hear, but it's not how he really feels. And I think with Giannis is that he wants to leave Milwaukee, but he wants to remain loyal to Milwaukee. The Bucks, I mean, you brought them a championship, you owe them nothing. The fans love you, you owe them nothing. If it's you can't be this is your career. DeMario, I hear you everything you want to say. You want me to bring in X, Y, and Z. You want me to bring in this guy, this player, that player. I hear you. And I 100% agree with you. But I have nothing to give up to get those players you want to play that you want to play with. Because I traded for Dame. I gave up everything to get Dame. There's nothing in the cupboard to give. So what is it you want? What do you want us to do? Do you want to stick around, be loyal, and waste your opportunity to peak for a championship? I mean, it's for you to be here. It's going to take us at least about 2-3 more years to rebuild around you. That's including player development and be able to make trade some players so we can get out of this second apron. And that's going to take some time. What do you want to do?
I want to leave.
Right. I had no problem with that, man. You want to leave? Who you want to play for? Give me a list of team, or give me the one team you want to play for. You want to play for the New York Knicks, right? That's the team that you've been eyeballing for a while, right? The New York Knicks. I'll make that happen for you. But in case I can't go to the Knicks, what other teams you like to play for?
Miami.
Deal. I'll make it happen. The only team I won't trade you to is the Indiana Pacers or the Chicago Bulls. I won't trade you to those two teams. Any team in the division, you ain't going. Everywhere else, I'll get you there. I will work out of there. I'll work countless hours. I will burn the midnight oil to get you there. But I just want to make sure this is what you want. This is what you want.
I mean, he gotta want that because he's not gonna win with the Bucks.
Right. It's not about I hate when people talk about loyalty. It's not about loyalty. It's about your career. What do you want your what do you want to do with your career? What type of legacy you want to leave? I mean, you already made Milwaukee let history. You already in the legend book of Milwaukee, but about the rest of your career. If Giannis would have just stuck to his guns and just be like, look, man, let's go ahead and separate. I know you guys want to rebuild. I want to win a championship somewhere. Let's go ahead and do this.
He should have worked it out with Drew Holiday instead of blaming him. Well, yeah, I feel like Giannis he he played a hand in the Drew Holiday thing, so it's kind of all falling on him too, because you could kind of tell what they play on the court, even when they won the championship. Sometimes he didn't agree with what Drew Holiday was doing out there. So I'm pretty sure he was an advocate in that trade discussion. And then you
Yeah,
seen that Dame situation didn't work out, and now you're back to square one.
he could have had Dame and Drew Holiday in the same backcourt. To hindsight 2020, I would have got rid of Chris Middleton.
Mm-hmm.
You could have had Dame and Holiday in the same backcourt. I think I think with guys like Giannis, a lot of these NBA superstars, they have to understand is that when a team mortgage their future for you, and it's hard to go back and ask them to bring you something else, give you more, because there's nothing to give. They empty all. They emptied the chamber out of the gun. The cover board is empty, man. The only tradable piece I got is Kyle Kuzma and what's my man name?
Miles
The
Turner,
backup power forward,
Miles Turner, or
who
Bobby Portis.
Bobby Portis. That's it. Those are your only two best assets right there. And a lot of teams don't. A lot of teams don't want Kuzma. Bobby Portis not gonna get. It's not gonna fetch you a star player. You have nothing to give. So if you're honest, just go ahead and just ask for the trade and get out of Milwaukee. But right now he's out 4 to 6 weeks with the calf injury, a non-contact injury, which could have been worse than this match when he torn his ACL.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about Giannis is that his value, no matter what, his value is still high. If you're Milwaukee, if you got a player who can't come to grips of asking for a trade, I'll do it for you. Go. I mean, it's not a healthy relationship.
Yeah, because eventually he gonna lose focus on play, especially with them not agreeing with the fans not agreeing with him. So
I know, man. It's gonna be interesting to see the trade deadline to this offseason with Giannis. Because I'm quite sure, he's gonna be even more frustrated he come back if he's still in Milwaukee. And that frustration is gonna boil over and it shouldn't have never got to this point. LeBron James, that's like I tell LeBron fans and Laker fans, everybody's over that man. I mean, whatever Jeannie Buss and her family think or say about LeBron, it's true. If she trying to go back and say that, hey, that's a lie. No, it ain't no lie. It's gonna tell you something about reporters. These guys got sources, and before they put it out there, they would triple check their sources. So whatever they put out there, it is true. People could deny it all day if they want. That's part of the game. But nobody ain't gonna put out no lie. They're always gonna double check their sources. And for what they're saying, that they think this came within the family. So if this came in within the family, then you know it's true.
mm-hmm.
All right, man. So we're gonna finish up the show. I, I got one more thing. Now we at the half point of the season. A lot of teams are who they are right now. So I want you to think about the teams that you pick in the beginning who will get to the finals and your MVP. Are they still the same?
Oh yeah, they haven't changed. I mean, best team in the NBA is still proving it. I think you just gonna see a back-to-back championship this year and a back-to-back MVP as well.
And your two final teams are still the same?
Two final team, no, because I did have from the East. I thought the Knicks would do get over that hump, but seeing like with everybody out, you think the Knicks would, but We have to see though in the playoffs, but I think Detroit. I'm rolling with Detroit. I like what I see.
I think mine's a change. OKC would be in the finals. I did pick the New York Knicks. I want to say my Detroit Pistons, but I'm leery of the Boston Celtics. And I can't disrespect the Philadelphia 76ers just because Joe Embiid has played 46 minutes. He has been looking good. The last three ball games, he has looked really good. Tyrese Maxey's balling out of his mind. Paul George, he played some. He's been hitting some big shots. If the Detroit Pistons, if they can hold off the Boston Celtics, New York Knicks, and the Philadelphia 76ers, I think I got the I think the Pistons can get to the finals. That make me happy. I got to see how the Pistons look in the postseason. They looked to dominate in the regular season. They're 32-11. They're having a good season. I want to see how this young core look in the postseason. And so far, the young core is healthy. Still waiting on Jaden Ivey mentally to get his game back. Man, once that happens, if he gets that game back in the second half of the postseason,
Go from here to here.
OKC out of the West, I don't see nobody. I did thought maybe Houston or Denver. No Jokic, and when he come back, he still won't be healthy like 100%. And Houston, I think Houston will have a problem with San Antonio. I don't because I kind of think like San Antonio before Houston. I don't think Houston's gonna get past San Antonio. That's what I'm trying to say.
Hmm.
And I don't like Houston starting lineup. They're too big. MVP is where it changed. I got Cade Cunningham win MVP. SGA, it's like this is Cade and this is SGA. Tight. The way Cade played last night, it doesn't help. With SGA, we know what we're gonna get from him. And I think a lot of us we expect OKC to be at the end. But if I had to be honest, I don't think none of us expect the Pistons to be where they at. And a bonus one, and I think you'll like this one. The Indiana Pacers gonna win the NBA draft lottery.
I don't like it. I
I,
don't like it. Yeah, no. Because
it won't be.
we've seen a small forward come to the Pacers. Paul George, how did that work out? We've seen another small forward come to the Pacers. Elite. Danny Granger, how did that work out? We've seen it time and time again.
I don't think it's a
Uh,
small forward, man.
who you think? What you think he is?
You think I'm talking about AJ?
Oh, who you think they'll take? Boozer, little Boozer, Peterson. Not with,
Darren Peterson.
not with Holly.
Peterson.
Not with Holly though.
Well, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Nah.
Think about it. You got Holly at the point, Peterson at the two. If they smart, you resign Ben Mathurin. You got Siakam at the four, and you find a center. See, in my mind, I'm thinking if you got Holly, you got a bona fide scorer right next to you, a guy who's get you flat out buckets. Now, if you don't win the draft lottery, you go get a center. You go get my man out of North Carolina or my man out of Tennessee. You get Nate Ament out of Tennessee. You got a big guy who can play both sides of the floor, or you get my man out of Kentucky, uh, Clayton's got another guy, shot blocker who play both sides on the court. But I do got more the Pacers win in mid draft lottery. And they can do those things I said, or they can trade that pick and get some good veteran players who can get them back to the NBA finals. I don't know. I mean, you can make a trade with a team in the Western Conference, or I don't know. They can win and make a trade, and they can get the players they need to put around Holly. If you don't want the young dude, go get some veteran players who can ball out. I'm only saying that because out of all the losing teams, I don't think the Pacers are tanking. I believe Utah and Brooklyn, they're tanking. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was just saying, like, Indiana's not tanking. I think they're trying to win, but I do got them right now win the draft lottery. I would say Brooklyn, and Utah, but they're tanking on purpose. So
Hmm.
that's just my pick.
Yeah, I don't know. Draft lottery. I would say I like the odds on the Bulls. I think it's their chance. I think with D Rose getting his jersey put up today, I think it's their turn to get that first pick again.
And who's your team now?
My team, I don't really have a team right now.
I didn't hear you.
I don't really have a team right now.
Who you like watching right now?
I watch everybody.
I got see. He learned from the
Yeah,
best.
I mean, I used to follow LeBron around, but my time's coming to an end, so I just enjoy the game as it is.
All right. And I want to thank you for coming on. I told you about waiting this long to come on the show. I told you about that. I told you about that.
You
So once again, let everybody know where they can find you and they can watch your show.
can find me at YouTube or DeMario Torres. That's my YouTube name.
And what was your latest content that we can check out?
Latest content. I don't really got anything right now.
You heard that, ladies and gentlemen. I
Been
I I, I
jammed
don't know
up.
what to do anymore. I don't know what
I've
to
been
do.
I've been jammed up.
I get it, y'all. I get it. So Big here told me to get you on jam, but I can't do that, Big. He stayed a little too far away from me on jam, so I'm gonna have to stay on your butt to make sure you do some content on your show. So make sure you do some content on your show because we want to see you in action, my man. You know you. I don't say this about a lot of people often. You got to give a knowledge of sports because you do your homework. You do more homework than me, and I fall asleep doing my homework sometimes. But what I'm saying is that I want you to go out here. I want you to do some content. I want you to get your content out there, and I want everybody to see what I see that that knowledge and that gift that you have. I want people to see it because it's special. So you make sure you hopefully you do some content soon. I'm not telling you do no content, so you're a grown man. Now, if you was next to me, I'll be sitting right next to you right now. Make sure you do some content, and we ain't leaving until you do that content. I'm not gonna do that, but you make sure you get some new content out there because we want to see your work. You do good work. You're very smart. I know you do with the camera. I seen what you do with the camera, and I'm proud of you with that. I hear you talk. That's why you come back on this show because I know you're knowledgeable, and you scare me sometimes because it's like, dang, he know more than me. I gotta ask you some stuff. So Make sure get new content out there. We're gonna check it out. So whenever you get it out there, man, hit me up. We gonna I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna break it down, and I'm gonna gloat, and I'm gonna tell everybody about it, and I'm gonna promote it on everything. So make sure you get new content out there. And I know you're a hardworking young man. You work hard at your job. I'm proud of you. But don't forget about what you want to do. Don't forget about what you want to do and what you want to bring you to the game. So get some out there. And ladies and gentlemen, it's been a DS Walks Double Drill podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for supporting my cousin DeMario. And we will catch you later. He'll come back round whenever he calls me because he don't call me no more. I'm like the old dude now. He don't want to call no more. I got to call check up on his ass. Nah, call me. Love you. Everybody. Peace out.